Ah,
Kedengeran anjir suaranya dari sini.
kedengaran apaan?
Enggak ini. Pitnya, suara pitnya.
I think it's safe to rest here now.
Kan kayak gue pikir ada sesuatu, ternyata nggak ada apa-apa.
Setan. Jadi.
Well, if it ain't the Blazing Sword and his merry crew.
Mahavar? I can't believe you're still alive.
Course I am. If you landlubbers can make it out of that sinking ship alive, ain't no reason an old sea dog like me wouldn't too.
Buset, warna pink sekarang.
But that wave
Ungu.
hit hard. I'm glad to see you're okay. Sorry we put you in so much danger back there.
All water under the bridge at this point. You helped make one of my life's dreams come true. The ship, on the other hand, she took a bit of a beating, though, I'll admit.
Really? What happened to it? It looks fine to me on the outside.
She's fine now, but she was in rough shape when I made it back here. Engine chamber gave up the ghost.
Gravelus.
Without a lot of options, I decided to talk to the head honcho of the Dark Wings and see if he could help at all. And wouldn't you know it, Crazy Fool sent over Renan engineers to help. Can you believe it?
Renan?
Kal.
Yep. Said they came from Menancia. They were real professionals. Did what they needed to and didn't give me guff or anything. I was damn near floored.
So they did the work themselves. Good on them.
Well, they did a bang-up job, because she's better than ever now. Speaking of which, I take it she's why you're here?
Yes. We need to get out on the ocean, and fast. When can we set sail?
Give the man a minute to think it over, Alphen. He hasn't even said yes yet.
It's all right, little lady. I'm a man of the sea. I'll gladly help. Hop aboard, folks.
Gravelus lawannya. Gravelus power pastilah ya.
Power sama tech,
Kan.
sama tech.
This thing already looked plenty huge from afar. Seeing it up close makes it really hit home.
I didn't expect the journey to go so smoothly.
Pedangnya
I
patahin,
figured the Renans would
pedangnya.
send something to sink us.
Maybe they didn't think we had the nerve to come.
Somehow I kinda doubt that.
It's entirely possible they don't see us as a threat.
What do you mean?
That they think they're beyond our reach. Still, this structure is quite the unusual sight. Truth be told, never seen anything like it.
You're right. It doesn't look like the buildings on Lenegis at all. Or like any Renan structure for that matter.
It's weird. It doesn't feel like the kind of thing that has people inside either. Yeah, it's definitely
Like-
something creepy.
Oh enggak.
What the hell is it even made of?
I don't know. It's not mechanical or biological, but it's definitely alive in some way.
Oh shit.
Shion?
I'm okay. It's nothing.
Kan sih shit.
Well, what do we do now?
We have to stop this thing from siphoning off all of Dana's astral energy. That means finding the core and smashing it to bits.
Okay, but look at the size of it. I don't know if we'll find the core just wandering around.
Blind.
Good
Nice.
point. Can anyone get a read on the astral energy around us? Any kind of a sign?
There's a
Bakar
rather
aja semua.
enormous flow of energy moving directly upwards. If we wish to follow it, we'll have to do some climbing.
Rinwell?
Over there?
Hey,
Oh.
what's up with you?
Hampir mati anjir tuh orang.
You okay?
Gak apa-apa, dia bakal
What
cancel.
happened?
Ya kan?
I'm
Cancel.
not sure. When I was reaching out to the astral energy, I thought I heard A voice.
A voice?
Yeah. I couldn't make out any words, but it sounded like it wanted me to come to it.
Dia
This
jangan
seems like a
speed
trap,
technical.
right?
It's not a trap.
How can you tell?
Listen, I don't know why, but when it spoke to me, I knew it wasn't hostile.
What do you think?
The power.
It could well be a
technical.
trap. However, it's also our only real option short of wandering aimlessly about.
Let's trust Rinwell on this.
You sure?
Yeah.
It beats the alternative, I guess. What did I say? Sheesh, it's like walking on eggshells around here.
Sometimes you have to choose your words more carefully, Law.
Huh? Oh, right.
That's doang. Heal nggak sih lu? Aduh.
Stay sharp. We're going in.
Hanya nge-heal. Anjir. Mau tidak mau pakai life powder.
I see that the interior of the wedge is every bit as strange and unusual as the exterior. Intriguing.
If I didn't see it coming
Hai
from Lenegis, I wouldn't believe it was Renan. Just what's with this place?
Yeah, it's all twisty and lumpy. Whatever it's all for, I'm stumped.
Nggak bisa right. Tapi ayo kerjasama kita.
Little help.
1.500, 1.700. Anjir. Juga.
I'll be okay.
Mau flank cakram lagi.
Get toasty! Bird strike! Right, next one.
My turn. Already
on. Get toasty!
Bird strike.
Here's a healing
My
arm.
turn.
Here's your first leveling first aid.
I owe you one.
Wonderful.
Take this.
I can handle it. Dance in the wind.
Eat this.
Feel.
You're done. Rising from
One lagi dong.
You're to be let free.
Do it, Kitara. Frozen.
Hammer.
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
Nanti ngamuk speed. Tahu gua. Sakit sekali.
I'm not afraid. Little help.
Udah kena poison dia cuy. Mati dia. Ha. Gue pikir gue yang bakal mati. Dia yang mati duluan ternyata. Bisa ambil senjata apa Arthur? Awas lu bilang dua-duanya.
Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too. Keep going. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
Will this help?
Not a chance!
Now I'm
Dragon Form!
Here goes.
Severing Wing! Here I come!
Prepare to be seized.
We barely managed to turn that battle. Let's pop in more doing.
You're finished!
Astral
Harus
energy.
cepat-cepat.
Well done.
Severing Wing! What a relief!
Oke, di sebelah Venus ya.
I'm on it! Storm! Here I come!
Raging cat. If it's in the sky, it's mine. Jolene, this one's got your name on it.
Action to action!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Oh yeah? Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just go on ahead then. There. Go no further.
Dragon Form! Storm!
Thunder Blade.
Wind!
Freeze
Here I
Blaster.
come! Dragon
Whatever you do, just stay away from the force.
Ayo, ayo. Cepat, cepat.
You're mine! Burn! Rising
These fists have got your name on them!
Oke.
Hear me. Dragon
You're
Shield.
mine! Sword Rain Alpha!
Pure evil. Magic is there.
Rising
Freeze
Pistol!
Blade.
Oke, sekarang ketemu si
I'll crush you!
siapa yang blonde-blonde, gue lupa
Lightning
namanya.
Raises! Tenebrous Claw!
Talon Storm! Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha!
Do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Alvinia ya, kalau nggak salah namanya. Alvinia namanya kalau nggak salah.
I'm ready for the next battle. This is all Dana's
Gue mau
astral
ke 2T
energy.
dulu. Kayaknya gue bisa
Are you
bikin
saying the Renans
senjatanya
are funneling it
Glaive.
through here to send to Lenegus?
Sure looks like it.
Bener bikin senjata apa armor? Attack is the best defense.
Kalau ditahan doang kali kebunuh mau make aman.
Into the shadows.
Like charm.
Dragon Form! Severing Wing! Take this! You're finished!
Let's get you all tucked away. Raging Cascade.
You're
Where are
finished!
you going?
Dragon Form! Sword Rain Alpha! In an instant! Impact Drop!
Mending gue mic player dong kalau gitu.
I'm ready for the next battle. Little help.
Nggak bisa buat. Oh bisa. Cuman energi senjatanya energi ganti lebih gede.
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Severing Wing!
Wah, gue masih lawan energi ganti. Perlu lawan energi ganti dulu. Gue mau upgrade senjata gue.
No, you're not like that. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
Glacial Spear. Pierce evil. Sleep now.
Here I come!
Freeze Laser.
You're mine! Dragon Form! Talon Hurricane!
Wind Astral Energy. Do it. Robot. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
We can really make weapons with this?
This seems strange. Like it should be among creatures you'd find in a forest.
Cut it out! I don't need to hear that! It's gotta be man-made, right?
Were it so, it would not be any easier to
Gimana cara
predict.
lawan energi
Remain
gantenya?
vigilant.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Ada Astalos, ada White Point energi apa berakhir dia. Goku tuh kemana ya? Gue lupa lagi. Cara lawan energi ganteng gimana ya? Kemana? Volcano Trail Crystal Depths gitu deh.
Yes, Alvin. Very bad. Demon's Descent!
Flashing fang!
Di bawah ya.
Easy! Way to go! Now! Astral Energy!
Say no more. Now. Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Gue perlu energi gante kalau bisa 12 sih banyak anjir 12.
Hold on to your arts! Here
Tadi energi gante awal-awal apa speed ya? Belum kesana.
sounds like a job for yours truly! Alright, it's showtime! Dohalim!
Light burst force!
Radiant Genesis! Glacial Spear!
These fists have got your name on them!
Freeze Lancer! Now!
Light burst force!
Radiant Genesis! Into the dip!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Law, get toasty!
Burn strike!
That's quite the technique.
Rare monster then.
You need me? I'm there.
Udah lama kita nggak main Zero Hours so.
Emang sibuk
Gue juga sibuk.
main yang lain. Mau kemana? Oke,
Harusnya gue bisa tamatin nih game hari ini.
tamatin.
Sabar tuh.
Whoa!
Ini siapa? Cino. Gar.
Boy, kami big boy.
Little help!
Ini telur siapa anjir? Aneh banget bintang anjir. Telurnya. Energi gak?
See what happened there as you crossed.
Let's talk Ninja.
Aku tetesin dulu ya. Cukup bawa buat lawan energi gante. What the fuck? Humble Idol Dragon Egg. Iya berarti benar energi gante. Humble Idol Dragon.
And I'll stop your life!
Aku ganti energinya dulu deh. Ganti siapa ya? Yang kuku aku Basarius. Aduh,
Yang foto.
Basarius aja. Ngapain gue nanya kayak gitu?
We work well together.
Like a finely timed rope.
Yang kuku gue gitu-gitu OP weh.
Ancient ruin.
Kapan lagi kan lu bisa punya Elder Dragon? Anjay. cuman di Emma Story ini doang ya? Yang dulu bisa nggak ya? Gue nggak tahu sih.
Lu bisa
Kirin kan tapi.
nggak tahu sih sama.
Yes, I'm getting stronger.
Care to put that claim to the test?
I'd love to, but I got this thing.
Ini kan pasti Black. Dia, oh enggak ini Brute Tigrex anjir.
Oke, Black.
Oh enggak, salah Black Diablos.
Oke, Black. Salah semua.
Nah ini Nergigante fix.
Fix.
Yoi. Gini kalau gitu bagus kayak.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Gantian Janat. Aduh, lu lihat Janat gua udah oke. Ganti Basarius. Terus
We're cleaning house.
Let me take the rest of it.
Wow, someone's feeling lively. Do it, Johaline.
Light burst force.
Radiant Citizen. Back into the fray.
Dragon
Flame. Lightning
Torrent Alpha.
Oh, do it, Magic Law.
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Hey, Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky.
This place definitely isn't
Divine
easy to
Blessing.
navigate. That's for sure.
I doubt this structure was
Kaguna
conceived
kalau
with
gua
the ease of
taruh
people's
situ.
movement in mind.
Yeah. We've been seeing nothing but Zoogle nests.
It's almost as if we're inside an
Kudu yang
incredibly
ini,
immense
power.
spirit vessel of some sort.
Fume
A spirit
Gym.
vessel. If that's the case,
Ya, apa
then
sih?
that would make Lenegus the master core that's
Heroics,
receiving all
passive
the
skill
astral energy.
heroics.
Hey, have you heard that voice again since we came in here?
Oh,
Gue butuhnya
so
yang
now
pasif,
you believe
tapi
me.
apa ya?
I
Yang
never
bagus.
said I didn't believe you.
The further in we go,
Nah,
the
ini.
stronger the voice gets.
Is that a sign we're going the right way then?
Where's this voice coming from? Can you tell?
Yeah, kind of. I hear it inside me, but I feel like it's also coming from every direction around us.
The fuck?
It's hard to describe. It's almost like it's surrounding me.
Surrounding, huh?
Considering astral energy is involved, it's not that unusual.
Right, but it's not scary or anything. Listening to it is really soothing.
If you think so, just promise you'll say something if the voice gets too clingy or anything.
I
Kalau mestinya
promise.
gua gantian Janat ya bingung gua.
Ganti udah yang paling jelek.
Enggak, soalnya dia power. Kalau dia power kan berarti gua mesti gantian Janat. Kalau kata lah, Satanus gua udah ngambil gua gantian Janat ganti.
Wait now.
Bingung, galau. Ya, yang penting lawan Janat dulu, lawan Mergi dulu dah.
You shouldn't have messed with me!
I'm out of ammo. Radiant Alpha. Healing Celestial.
Okay, here I go. Looks like you.
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dragon shell! Hold up.
Lo bayangin dari Gigante humble anjir, humble.
Humble banget.
Iya anjir.
Ah, kok gue tadi?
Gue lupa lagi ini orang pakainya apa ya, teknikal kan, speed bangke. Gue nggak bisa quick finish ya.
Ayo, bisa nggak?
Bisa harusnya. Gak bisa lu. Bang, kayak tadi nyamuk lewat.
This is valuable as I think it is?
What the fuck? Maka ada 51. Banyak banget.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Little help!
This one's mine.
Rising Wyvern!
More connection!
Kalau dia marah apa ya? Gue lupa kan teknikal kali ya. Apa power ya? Shit.
I'll bring you down. That's it!
Lion power!
Inferno!
Kata aku benar.
Igneous discharge! Shield and face!
I'm out of ammo! Back in the fray!
This one's mine!
1200 anjir, bener gila juga.
Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
Nice try! All thanks to you. Look sharp!
Mati. Bye bye.
We're still standing. Barely.
Masuk lagi.
Ayo lawan energi gante. Bisa nggak sih lawan?
Wow, up AG cost chance baron chance 50. Looks good. Oh, okay. Very good.
Apa ada gituan lagi sih?
Well, we can
Gotta break through! Take this! It's over! Here I come! Dragon Form!
Anyone? Can you take it? You're mine!
Where are you going?
I'll grind you with a
Amazing. I'm out of ammo. I'm all stuffed up.
Dragon Form! I have no limits! Take this!
On your knees. Look here.
Soaring Light Spear!
This is not enemy. I'll heal you all.
Soaring Light Spear!
I've used too much.
Rising Falcon!
Tuh,
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno! Dragon Form!
kan? Ada dragon udah teriak takut semua anjir.
Dragon Swarm! Ignite! Try this!
Isn't it time?
In a bind?
Bisa lawan Megigante atau
Where are you going?
Here I come! Sword Lane Alpha!
langsung gitu.
You picked the wrong environment. Dragon Swarm!
Tempest Whirl!
Air Pressure!
Celestial Cyclone!
Blow them away!
Kalau tidak bisa ya
I don't
pulang,
think I'm going
langsung
to be
ke
able to-
pindah kita.
Do any more healing for now.
Jangan-jangan nanti lawannya Nergigante tapi yang marah lagi. Bisa jadi sih.
Out of our way! I can't hold on much longer! Don't mind if I do.
I'll face you!
They may look cute and stuff, but they're
In a
vicious.
bind? You're finished!
Glacial Spear.
Blind free? Why can't they just sit still? Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. You'll soon see about that. Do it!
All yours, Kisara.
Apakah bisa melawan Nergigante?
My turn. Begin.
Ternyata tidak bisa, guys.
Burn in hell. Here I come.
Kalau gitu ngapain gua kesini ya? Kalau nggak bisa. Mau waktu. Oh bisa, ternyata ada muncul dia.
Can't end here. I couldn't make it in time. I'll face you. Take this. Seismic rupture. Take this. Take this.
Nergigante tadi pakai apa ya? Gue lupa. Weh.
Tahu.
Kan. Gue lupa anjir, teknikal anjir. Goblok. Nah ini dia. Enggak, dia masih power kan? Enggak, dia udah power. Fuck. Mantap. Hancur. Mantap. Belum hancur lagi.
Negative gate. Take this. Take this. Can you take it? That's
Better at a distance. Astral energy, full throttle!
I'll grind you into dust.
Mantap. Jatuh.
Sleep now.
Elusive deity. Eagle ray.
Now! Shion, go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
Ya udah, dia nggak heavy spare udah.
Really got us on the
Gila.
ropes.
Kyle the
Don't forget
best
to heal
aja.
your wounds.
Ganti dulu Ratalos. Ngapain gue ganti? Padahal dia nggak bakal nyerang.
Ya elah, ada misi lagi. Kentut. Side quest mulu.
Always good to be back in familiar territory. Wow! Thank you. What? Great!
Yeah.
Ngapain gue ride? Oh enggak nih, nggak apa-apa. Dia udah banyak. Sudah numbuh.
Wow!
Oke.
I wish I could get an examination.
Oh, salah. Mantap. Sakit loh ini.
Well, if you say so. But
Yes.
me see.
Elden Blood. Cukup nggak ya 12? Kayaknya nggak cukup deh.
Yes,
Itu berapa
you're
ya? 6. Ntar gue hitung dulu. Nggak bisa hitungnya di sini. Oh bisa nih. 6 tambah 6 12. Wih pas bet. Lumayan. Langsung ke Nueto Village.
Pok.
Nueto Village. Bikin senjata, prayer, udah.
Granite fight.
Ivory Lagriacus. Lagriacus.
If only your
Udah, tahu Lagiacrus.
Mau setan.
Pas banget anjir, hoki.
brain could keep up with your mouth.
Mantap. Bentar. Elder Dragon Blood. Wah, ada Elder Dragon Blood. In lagi nggak ya? Nggak usah lah.
Little help.
Oke, yang kedua lagi. My Prayer.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to look back.
In your face!
Ketemu Alvinia.
Benediction light.
Where are you going?
Bukan yang tempat gamot bobo. Aduh, ngapain dah.
This could be useful.
Finish aja dah.
We've sure climbed up a long way, haven't we?
Watch your step ahead. With no fencing in place, it would be quite hazardous to fall.
Little help.
Take you all on.
Ini ya.
Leave the agile ones to me.
Negative gate. Here's evil. Can you take it? Rain down.
An astral take it.
That's my cue.
Come on. Shut him down.
Dance on the wind!
By the power of water. Rain down. Do it, Alvin. Astral energy.
Say no more.
Well done.
That's what I like to hear.
Go no further.
No further.
Now
you see what I can do. Airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you truly.
Behold, the Earth pulse. Tectonic vision.
I'm ready. Rain down and you'll soon see about that. Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah. Do it. You too. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Here, let me
Swallow blade.
Shield force.
Perfect here. Rising one.
Freeze Lancer. Shield. Astral energy. Full throttle. A flawless victory.
Can you take it?
Naturally.
Your arts are really incredible.
It's thanks to you as you use them.
And I promise I'll always be here.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Dance on the wind.
I never miss.
Here I come. Dance on the wind.
Kenapa dia? Batlos gua kenapa?
Let's refrain from losing.
Enggak mau. Enggak mau kau ngelalang, enggak.
Equipment should come in handy.
Obikadachi.
Gocang. Ayam.
Gamot.
Get lost.
Bisa kali lang gamot ya. Kuat. Oke, mamut.
You picked the wrong fight.
They're surrounding us. Here's a healing arc.
Here I come! Can't get out of this!
I'll fix you up.
Carve through armor!
Celestial Runner, recover. Not in your dreams.
Boleh pa masih pakai forklift saja.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Sakit bet.
Step back. This one's all law.
Give me ammo.
I found some equipment.
Nice. What is this?
Let me take a look at it.
How long has
What
it been
the
since I
fuck is
last went
that?
this hungry?
I'm on.
Go no further.
Can you take it? Burn in hell!
Radiant here.
The tempest engulfs! Now or never! In a bind?
No slurp.
You need to be careful with the blazing sword and with the
Carve through armor! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Anjir, sakit bet.
I'll face you! In a bind?
Oke. Tapi dia tetap pakai speed. Speed terus mau pakai light powder.
amazing.
Don't get carried away! In your face! Dance on the wind! Nothing gets by me! No further! Here I come!
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
Smash you! I have no limits!
Mati dah. Mati dah. Tumben bisa gitu.
Coming through! Ha! Now!
Apakah dia tidak pernah marah? Atau dia tidak bisa marah? Oke. Gila darahnya orang berapa banyak aja. Kalau cek.
Get out of this! Lunar Rocket!
Sleep now. Where are you going?
I'll smash you!
Mati anjir. Kacau.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Orange gel. Awakening bubble.
Whoa, this is amazing.
You always get excited when you find something good.
We should hurry and get this stuff processed.
Bubble lagi.
Gak mati-mati nih orang. Mau snowstorm aja dia. Blind. Oh nggak ada itu blind nggak sih?
Efisiensi.
Mati lagi anjir.
Mati mulu nih kecewa.
Gua aja kagak tahu, susah bet alot
Gimana
banget.
My god, tutup batu. Kokokan.
Nggak mati-mati weh nih orang. Gila.
Spirit.
Kabur nih gua lama-lama.
Hi, Hoodle!
I'll face you.
Healing circle! Lightning orb!
Oh, udah sekarat dia. Akhirnya sekarat. Tinggal mati-mati.
Light burst force.
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around! You'll soon see about that!
No further.
Itu mau snowstorm.
Radiant Genesis! Lightning! Astral energy!
Say no more.
I can feel my precision improving.
Ya udahlah. Udah mati sih harusnya. Bangke. Hilang deh.
I've got this! Let us march!
Couldn't make it in time.
That's the best! This one's mine!
Baru mati dia anjir. Gila alot bet.
This one's got your name on it! There's still more to go!
Prepare to be sealed.
Less talking and more doing!
In an instant. You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Expert coming through!
I'll face you.
Dragon
Healing circle!
I should enjoy.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time.
I really do.
Pulang.
Freeze blaster! Lightning orb!
Yeah, it's tumbling to me.
Ya betul.
In an instant. We work well together.
Like a finely timed ball.
Here, let Astral energy! Full throttle!
Can you take it? Dance on the wind! Can you take it?
Try this!
I'll face you!
Do it!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant penetrate!
Trapped in darkness, pierced by light.
I call it the
Agak tinggian
Rindo
dikit kali ya.
Special.
Nah.
Mau big boy.
An opponent like this should be easy.
In a bind? Dance on the wind! I can carve through armor! Can you...
Here's a healing
Terus. Oh, ya.
This is my fault. I'll grind you into dust!
Denied! From dead to big.
The tempest engulfs you!
Confiscated. I can't hold on much longer. Lightning
I'll
orb!
grind you into dust!
Raging cascade! Air
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Marker! Eagle ray!
The flames will
Here,
roar.
take
Help.
this.
Burning!
Here I come.
Dance in the wind!
Dragon form! Negative shake! Behold! The earth pulse! Tectonic vision!
Itu doang. Seneng banget ini.
I'm out of ammo.
Cash point. Nggak punya kok cash point. Ay,
Burn in hell! Dragon form! Stalagmite! On your
Lunar corruption! Lightning orb! By the power of the wind!
Dragon form!
udah lah lanjut aja deh.
Nothing gets by me.
From beyond, imbued its vanquished soul with life, resuscitation.
Will this help?
Not done yet.
Take this!
Dragon Wing! Now I can take this! Dragon form! My turn! Dragon form!
Sleep now. No more playing nice.
Hot miss, hot miss, hot miss.
Explosive ring!
This one's mine. Lightning orb! Out of ammo. Up and in. Let's go.
You're mine! I can do without this pain.
Pas itu.
I'm not done! Dragon form!
Magna ray. I never miss.
Sword ray alpha!
First aid.
Here I come!
Annihilation.
Ready to bring you apart!
Magna ray.
Not today!
The flames will
Dragon form!
Here's a healing orb.
Try this!
First aid. This'll come in handy.
Explosive ring!
Magic is in.
I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact clock! We work well together. Like a finely timed waltz.
Nyamuk gua udah lihat tuh nyamuknya. Sialan.
No further!
Ice Lancer.
Rending you apart! Bloody howling! Dragon form! Negative deck!
No more playing nice.
Armor won't save you!
Lightning orb.
Stay away from my friend! Dragon form! You!
Blah blah blah. Freeze Lancer.
It's over! Can you take it? Here I come! Seismic rupture! Dragon form! Take this!
Raging storm. Gotta hold it together.
Denied!
Do or die.
Tempest! Take it! Dragon form! Totally! In an instant! Impact clock!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Ah, bos. Awakening Public lagi.
Nah, enggak tuh. Kagak tahu gua kena atau enggak pakai. Mati kek.
Here?
It's here?
Yes. All the energy flowing through the wedge comes together and collects here.
Is that thing a Zoogle? Holy crap, it's huge!
A central core and a guardian?
Once we beat that thing, it'll stop the wedge from taking in any more astral energy, right?
Shit.
It
Yeah.
seems we're in for a fight regardless.
Mentai itu.
Here it comes.
Stay sharp, everyone.
Elderan.
Is there no end to what the Renans can cook up?
I don't know if that's machine or what, but I do know it's pissing me off!
Watch yourself. There's no knowing what she's capable of.
Any other wisdom you want to pass along?
Elah, elah.
Try harder. My turn. Take this. Dragon form.
Leave the charges to me!
Dragon form. Sword Ring Alpha.
Now you see what I can do!
Quit pushing yourself and get behind us.
I'll be right as rain in no time.
It's over. Dragon form. You're mine. Sword Ring Alpha. The flame inside me yearns to be let free. You're mine. Dragon form. Okay, here I go.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Now I can let loose.
I really think
It's over. We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back. Dragon form. Burn. Dragon form.
Ah, bangke sila cacat. Mati mulu.
My turn. Dragon form. It's over. Dragon down. Soaring light spear. Dragon down. Here I come. Eagle assault. Thanks. Rising sun.
There you go! I feel like me.
My turn.
Sweeping them up is a one-man job.
By all means, be my guest.
Ano takut
I mean, you can help if you
sama
want.
teriakan Elder Dragon.
Rising falcon. Soaring light spear. Soda.
I'm just getting started.
Eagle assault. Rising.
Ah,
your arts are really incredible.
It's thanks to you I can use them.
And I promise I'll always be here.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
sialan itu tekno banget. Tuh. Tongkang termix tuh.
Dragon form. You picked the wrong fight. Take this. Dragon form. We've got him on the run.
Don't get cocky.
Right. Still anyone's fight. Sword ring. Take this. Sword ring alpha. Dragon form.
Where are you going?
Let's tear them up!
Okay, here I go. Here I come. You'll finish.
Oke, ditutup sama dialognya, tai. Muter-muter doang gak kerjanya.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Kan bisa digerakkan itu. Enggak.
Apanya?
Enggak.
Is it over?
What the hell is going on?
Rinwell! It's too dangerous! Stay back!
Hantu aja. Aknator.
What's going on here?
Apa lawan yang beginian dah?
You okay?
Hey, are you crying?
Teddy bear.
Not the only one.
Bunyi gitu.
Nangis.
I heard it.
Oh,
Whatever it was, I heard it.
As did I. I'm not sure
Kalau
to
kan
call
gue
it a voice,
nonton
but it was
cutscene
there.
jadi bingung dia ngomongin apa.
What in the world just happened?
kacau.
That was Dana's astral energy we just encountered. And I think what we heard might have been its voice?
You're saying astral energy has a mind of its own?
I haven't the slightest idea. But do you remember what happened when we fought Balsef back in Calaglia?
You mean when that fire monster came out of the spirit vessel?
Exactly. There was such a huge overflow of astral energy. It caused a monster to spawn and take physical form.
Does that mean if you gather enough astral energy, it can become sentient or take a physical form?
That's what I'm guessing. But it's just speculation. Master cores are able to hold a lot more energy than a spirit vessel.
Oh
But we
shit.
still haven't seen anything like that happen in our
Salah
dealings
dong.
with them.
That being said, there may be a mechanism of sorts inside master cores and spirit vessels that prevents such reactions.
That fire monster. I remember how it only appeared after Balsef's spirit vessel broke.
Then the reason Rinwell was able to sense all that astral energy earlier must have been because it was too much for that Zoogle to contain by itself.
So, then where do you think the Zoogle went? All that energy and poof, it's gone. The Zoogle with it. Doesn't that sound weird to anyone?
Indeed it does. However, in order for us to move our hypothesis forward,
Cool.
we will need to gather more evidence first.
Mantap.
On that note, how are you holding up, Rinwell?
I just can't work out why.
Kegiran gua.
Why the voice reached out to me first.
Rinwell?
I can't help but wonder if it's
kurang
because of my
dikit.
heritage that I was the one to hear it. Sorry. That's a strange thing to think, isn't it? Anyway, we should get going, right? We need to make sure the energy flow has actually stopped.
Invasion averted.
Are we gonna have to take this winding path all the way back down, too?
Yeah, but if anything, it should be easier than the climb up.
Really? Well then.
Actually, I've heard it's easier to develop muscle aches when going down.
Seriously? Everything all right? You kind of looked like you wanted to get something off your chest.
Huh?
Tinggo mo pain. Oh ya. Ate
Or
senjata.
not, you know, whatever.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah?
sorry, never mind. Just forget it.
You want to try being a little less cryptic, maybe? All right. Jeez, sorry for taking an interest.
Stop it! It's okay, Hoodle. Sorry. I
Lah.
guess I still don't really
Lo
know
tadi mau
how to
nge-heal
put
gua
it into
anjir.
words.
Bangke.
That's fine, no rush. It might help you to talk about it, though.
I'll
Ih,
keep
marah
that
gua.
in mind. And thanks.
Dia lagi pakai power, bodoh. Pakai speed lah. Kok nggak bisa? Hey. Mati dong lu, aduh. Stupid. Stupid.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Juga lu. Bangke emang. Ang tebang doang kerjanya lu.
Where are you going?
Wah, ada Bariot. Bukan Bariot.
Scarlet Inferno!
All disasters made
I may have bit off more than I could chew.
Kok tau kan gue lawan Bariot.
Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah, you do. One more. Demon's Descent.
Flashing Fang!
Way to go.
You're mine!
Healing circle.
I owe you one. I'm not done!
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
It's over! You're mine! No further!
You see what happened there as you crossed me.
Dragon Force!
Boom, boom.
Eat that! Dragon Swarm!
I'll heal you all. Raging Cascade.
Swallow dance!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I'm on it!
I'll heal you all.
Look sharp! Lightning
Mati.
Tiger Blade!
Hey, Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky.
Hapus.
Baru pertama kali gue ketemu Bariot. Aku ngambil.
Pertama kali lu ketemu Bariot, tapi lu lawan Eddie.
I owe you, Tia.
Iya.
Healing is what my art.
Eka
Lu nggak lihat aja kali.
All mine can do is cause havoc in the
nggak tahu, nggak pernah lawan juga.
mine.
Dia emang kompleks.
Iya. Tahu.
Pertama kali mainannya
I'll heal you
lewat
all.
belianku.
Can't get out of this!
My astral energy.
There you go! You like me,
All mine!
I don't know what I'd do
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Here, let me help.
My turn! Strike! Now I can let loose. First strike! Now you see what I can do! Here I come! You're finished! I'm just getting started! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! Rising Falcon! Here I come!
Sleep now.
Win!
Let's get you all tucked away.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! I can feel my power growing!
Wah, udah jam 10.
Baru je.
Pot gua udah jam
It'll be a
10.
breeze. Get in, get out. The flame inside me. Yours I'm on you. Let's free.
Healing circle. What would I do without you? Raging cascade.
Dragon
Feel like a fear. Here's evil.
Ignite.
Oh salah ya.
Let them march on
Lightning freeze. Why can't they just sit still? Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Do it. Remove.
Astral energy.
Say no more. Got it.
Well done.
Watch this. Now you see what I can do. I have no limits. You're mine. Dragon Swarm.
Do it.
Prepare to be remove.
Astral energy.
Say no more. Not again.
Panto to Kikadachi.
Demons descend! Flashing bang! With my comrades, I'm unstoppable.
And what about without them?
More stoppable?
Lucky Blade.
Korek terus.
No backing down! It's on! Come one, come all! Dragon Swarm! Ignite! Dragon Swarm!
Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
I'm on it!
Never miss.
We've turned the tables on it.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
Udah harusnya dia tidak bawa ini. Dia belagu. Mana gue nabrak lagi.
Shouldn't have messed with me.
In here. Astral energy. Naturally. I can't hold on much longer. Now.
Astaga.
How much longer will our healing arts last?
Ayolah, gue sudah mau mensudahi game ini.
Gotta break through.
Mari, let me out.
Right, here goes! They got me flanked! If you pick 10 more, they should all burn out.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Dragon Swarm!
Now I'm real mad!
Freeze Lane here! You'll soon see about that! Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Hear me! Flame of
Now!
Blood!
Come on! Hey! Dragon Swarm! Swordblade Alpha!
Freeze Lancer! Where are you going?
I'm on a roll now!
Do it!
Goodwill! Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Easy!
Kita di kita menjelajahi situ. Ketutup lagi.
This'll come in handy!
Sword!
All aboard the victory train!
Overconfidence can bite you in the butt.
Y harusnya. Skip.
Parah soalnya di skip.
Whoa!
Story-nya di skip.
Apa di skip?
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy?
I'll see Kandu.
Anjir.
It looks like that beam of light has stopped.
Jangan
Then is it
kasih
safe
dia
to say
nyerah.
we've avoided oblivion for the time being?
I can still sense a faint glimmer of energy, though. It hasn't completely dispersed.
You can tell? Rinwell, your senses seem a lot sharper than before, don't they?
And you said you heard that voice, right?
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel bad, though.
If trace amounts, however small, do remain, then it leaves us no choice. We must destroy the entire structure.
What do you suggest? We bring it down piece by piece?
Once that's
Kalau
done,
gua nggak salah ingat sih
what do we do
technical.
then?
Iya, dia technical, makanya lu pakai power dong, bodoh.
We go to Lenegis.
Nggak jadi, dia marah.
Even
Ya
if we
udah.
could destroy the whole wedge like he suggested, it'd only buy us time. The fact they sent this thing down tells me they're not giving up this planet without a fight.
There's also the matter of the Renis Alma. Its circumstances still have yet to be truly resolved.
But how do we even get to Lenegis?
What if we hotwire one of their starships? There's gotta be one on the planet somewhere, right?
Starships are only seen on Dana at the start and end of the Crown Contest. Otherwise, they remain on Lenegis.
Iya, bisa nggak ya dia
Believe it or
nggak
not,
ini?
we Renans down here aren't quite as free to come and go as one might think.
Great. Well, I'm out of ideas then. We definitely don't have the tech to build a starship. And even if we
Nggak keluar
found a
dari
Renin who'd
ngamuknya.
help, who knows how long that'd take.
Bisa kali ya?
Yeah. Waiting for a starship to come down from Lenegis would probably be quicker than that.
Nggak bisa ternyata. Ganti.
Wait. Alphen, when you came down from Lenegis, it had to have been in a starship of your own, right?
Right.
Oh, of course. You can't be serious. That was 300 years ago. There's no way it's still gonna work.
But Alphen didn't wake up until a few years ago. That means it had to have still been functioning that whole time to keep his body preserved.
Indeed.
Halo.
You wouldn't happen to remember where you landed, would you?
My memories around where I parked are still a little hazy, but I do know that I woke up in Calaglia. So chances are it's still in the area. At least it's a place to start. Luckily, that realm's my old stomping ground. So I should be able to get us some help finding her.
Nggak mati harusnya 141.
This is it.
Yeah, as long as Lenegis stands there, there's no avoiding it.
So what's this help in Calaglia you're planning to enlist?
My buddy.
Oh.
Our first port of call is Ulzebek.
Back where you first started out.
Yeah, along with my dad.
Wah, kacau.
You okay? You don't look so good.
I think I'm just a little seasick.
Oke,
That's
life
all.
powder bagus.
Liar.
Huh?
You heard me. You've never been good at hiding your emotions, Shion.
Hancurin buntutnya.
Excuse me?
Ih,
Just
dikit
what do
lagi.
you... No. You're right. I'm sorry.
Mampus
Is it
lu,
about
jatuh. Mantap.
No. Not just him.
2000 nih damage ini.
Something you can't talk about?
Rinwell, I'm not like the rest of you.
3500.
Of course you are.
Tanya Discord juga ada nggak sama Hanson?
No, I'm serious. Back when we
Sekarat
first
deh.
met, I think maybe then I did think we were different.
Hanson nanyain gue ada Discord gak?
But now I know that
Ada.
isn't true. You and I are the same, Shion.
Ada.
Lucu sih, gua nggak kebayang sih mainnya gimana aja lawan dia.
We're
Apa
alike
yang
in
kita
more
udah
ways
nggak
than you
tahu
know.
gimana sih?
Oh iya sih. Mati dia.
If any of us is different, it's me. I'm a Danon who can use magic. I may be the last. My family and I have been living in hiding as
Kita
long as I
juga
can
ya.
remember.
ID gue di Discord, lihat Discord ID di mana?
Everyone has their own
Oh.
pain that can be hard for other people to understand. I saw the two of you talking and thought you could use a third wheel. So, here I am. Sorry.
If anyone's the odd one out here,
Dari
it's
ganti
me.
gua level
Believe me,
32.
you don't want to listen to my problems.
Want me to go?
I didn't say that.
I get that you must have a lot circling around that head of yours. And that's okay. Whatever's worrying you right now, you're allowed to worry about it. And you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I know I'm not a Renin like you, or a mage like Rinwell. I'm not a sovereign, maiden, or lord. I'm just a Danon who used to be a slave. But regardless of all that, I'm here for you, Shion.
That goes for me too. We all want to be there for you. Me and Hoodle and even the boys. I promise.
Calamity Slash. Apaan lagi?
I mean, that is what friends are
Oke,
supposed to do,
Aknators.
right?
Langsung deh. Ola Seno.
I said this to Alphen, and now I'll say it to you.
Ini ngechat lu dari mana?
Sip. Steam.
Oh.
You're not alone in this.
Wih, jadi biru sekarang. Cahayanya.
Thank you.
Playing
Ren
Valorant. Bentar lagi main Valorant
Kisara.
nggak? Lo gua
And
tarik
right on
juga lo.
cue, I think
Deh.
I should make my way back and lie down.
Lagi
for a bit.
streaming gua.
Aku juga.
My battle with this ship continues.
Bentar lagi juga dia
I
masuk
better
ke
head
sini
back
nih
too.
stream gua.
We wouldn't
Halo,
want the guys
EXO,
thinking
gitu.
they're in
Gitu
charge.
masuk.
Can you imagine Law at the helm? Who knows what kind of trouble we'd get into?
Still, if that's true, then it's all the more reason I
Kan gua jadi nggak
have to
ada
do this.
cutscene gua lagi kan sibuk gitu. Kan tuh,
Kita dah nggak nyambung dah ceritanya dah.
udah nggak nyambung.
Aw, are you tired, Poodle?
You sure he's not just trying to hide from us?
All right, something is definitely up with Shion.
Yeah, something big by the looks of it. I've never seen her so serious.
So, do you think we should say something to Alphen then?
I was wondering the same thing myself. But then it occurred to me. Whatever this thing on her mind is, it's probably the last thing in the world she wants people to know about. If she's trying this hard to keep it secret, then it's not really our place to go telling people before she's ready.
Yeah.
I can't tell them. There's just no way I could, right? What am I supposed to do?
Nah, ini disuruh ngapain? Oh iya, kalah lagi ya.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Grape gel mahal.
You can never be too prepared.
Oh. Granite fragment dapat dari mana? Ini juga dapat dari mana? Flamestone, blistering fan. What the fuck is that shit?
Ya sekarang kalau nonton sendiri nggak nambah deh so.
Enggak, gua satu.
Gua.
Lu nggak nambah, yakin?
Iya. Lu nggak 2 kan?
Gua satu.
Iya, di gua 1.
Gak gua ini. Refresh dulu lah. Iya, kayaknya nggak tahu gua.
Nggak apa-apa, yang penting nggak 0.
Pastor AG sama habis datang, terus nggak jadi datang gara-gara 0. Ya lama banget 2040 cuy lagi.
Nah, gitu tuh. Anjanat dapat. Wate Village. Siapa itu?
Limit Titan Magic Charge paling gitu ya buangnya. 350 nggak cukup.
But did we have to spend so much?
Ah, Calaglia. Feels like it's been ages.
And wasn't Zephyr with us too?
Dad. Oh, just one thing after another, and it all falls on my head too.
Hey, Nath.
What? Can't you see I'm... Alphen?
Looks like you have your hands full.
As much as ever. As if I wasn't busy enough putting down the last remnants of Renan rule, I'm up to my ears in Dahnan disputes. And then, to top it all off, that thing had to come crashing down from out of the sky.
Pretty sure we've heard this somewhere before.
But enough about my problems. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we're looking for an old Renan starship. You wouldn't happen to know any around these parts, would you?
A starship? What do you need one of those for?
To get to Lenegis.
Lenegis? Are you out of your damn mind?
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the craziest thing we've done recently.
Oh, I believe it. Well, either way, I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about a starship.
Then do you have any historical records by chance?
Sure, we've got stacks of old records.
Mind if we take a look at them?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Nath.
I read through all of the records, but I only found a single line that might point to what we're looking for. It mentions a rock that shot across the sky and landed past the mountains. The event was recorded just before the first Renan invasion.
And you think that might be the starship?
I don't know. There was nothing else in the records that came even close. It looked like it was someplace called Berg, but maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Berg?
That ring any bells for you?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest volcanoes in Calaglia. I was just there recently, investigating a report of a meteor someone saw.
Another meteor in the same area? Really?
I wonder if it could have been one of those lights that shot out of the wedge.
All the more reason to check it out. Can you tell us how to get there?
The old Zion mine is up that way. One of the veins we abandoned connects to the volcano. Go ahead and use that. But you should be careful.
Huh?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the meteor. There's a giant Zoogle running riot in there. Never seen anything like it.
Zoogle, huh?
I turned back as soon as I caught sight of the thing, so I can't tell you much more. Just be real careful if you head out that way.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right.
I guess...
Right.
I didn't like the sound of that monster Nath was talking about one bit.
Everyone around here looks so much happier than they used to.
I'll say. It feels like an entirely different place. I suppose it's had time to adjust to its newfound freedom.
Zephyr would have been so happy to see this.
Yeah, he really would have. Especially if he knew Law was... Law? Something bothering you, Law?
Nah, I'll be fine. It's...
It still weighs on you, doesn't it? Running away back then.
I abandoned my home. Then when I finally come back, it's been liberated. What's important is that it's free. I get that, I do. I just... I should have been here.
Everything okay with Hootle, Rinwell? He seems kinda out of spirits.
It must be the heat getting to him. We don't get these kind of temperatures back in Cyslodia.
Calaglians born and raised here struggle with it too, so it's no surprise.
Aha! So that's why his plumage is so white. He was born in a winter wonderland.
Actually, Dahnan owls absorb the astral energy of whatever land they're raised in. Where they're born doesn't affect their appearance at all. But that's not why he's white. The real reason is that he's still just a baby. Whew!
You mean their plumage changes color depending on where they grow up? Weird.
And with all this traveling we've been doing, it wouldn't surprise me if his wings ended up looking like a colorful painting.
I think he suits his snowy complexion. It'll feel strange to see him change.
How awesome would it be if his head and wings were different colors? And his stomach and sides, like a map of our travels! Ow, lay off, will ya? So much for the heat making him docile!
You've only yourself to blame for that one. Hootle takes pride in his appearance, you know.
Fascinating. An appreciation of aesthetic beauty in an owlet so young.
Dohalim, I think you've drawn his attention. We should be able to cook here.
Aduh. Tomblos apa ya, gue lupa lagi.
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different from Menancia's.
It's gotten much cooler since leaving town, though.
Does that mean eyes were burning holes in us?
Abyssal Pebble Mask level 1.
Hi, Hootle!
No, what do we use?
A comfortable win.
Mati.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion Mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again?
Ah,
This
dia
is
mau
where
ground
you and I
dive.
first fought
Shit.
together.
And also the first time we touched, as
enggak
I
ya?
recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
Nice. Nggak masih bisa naik. Tidak jadi. Shit. Fuck.
What the fuck this is doing?
Kita aja kalau gitu.
Laksaton level 7.
No backing ground!
Terus banget.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Semua nyerangnya monster, tidak ada yang menyerang saya satu. Oh, eh. Gua pikir masih lawan yang Zinogre tadi.
I won't forgive you. Well then, let's keep moving.
Brute Tigrex apa ya? Aduh, gue lupa lagi. Brute Tigrex apa?
Sepet atau power? Power kayaknya. Power.
Power.
Mungkin kadang speed.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law.
Zinogre technical. Tadi. Power.
Berg Volcano.
Bunuh Brute Tigrex saja.
Well, yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that starship. And fast.
Yep.
Little help! Dragon Swarm! Not in your dreams!
Swordling Alpha! Dragon Swarm!
It's a Swordling Alpha!
Flying free! Look at me, just sit still! Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! An astral
That's like you!
Shut him down!
Radiant Pierce!
You're mine!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Ada tablet.
Gotta break through! Here I come!
Mati. Tigrex gua.
Carve through armor!
Ready!
Not
Not in your dreams!
Dragon Swarm!
You have to aim for the bright area on their backs!
Mati Tigrex-nya. Nice.
Demon's Descent!
Flashing Fang!
Easy! Way to go!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Far enough! These fists have got your name on them! No escape!
Thanks!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
Not today! Eagle's Eye! Shattering Swarm! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here I go!
No, you can't!
One more!
Touch the Swordling Alpha!
Freeze! Dance in the wind! In here!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! Dragon Swarm! That's enough!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
That equipment should come in handy.
Oh.
Huh.
Ah.
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we...
I won't forgive you!
You're mine! Armor won't save you!
Will this help?
You're mine! Sword Rain Alpha!
It
curls up! Time to get out of the way!
Eagle Fire! By the power of
No armor can stop me!
Remind me to stay on your good
Here's a
side.
healing art! Do it! Law! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
At tanggal 3.
Already on!
Glimmer Strike!
Keep charging us!
That's what my shield's for.
Anything in order! Get behind that!
Good! I'll leave it to you! I'm not done! Armor won't save you! You're dead! Sword Rain Alpha! Okay, here I go! I owe you one! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Raging Cascade!
Take this! Eat this! Dragon Form!
By the power of water!
These fists have got your name on them! Sword Rain Alpha!
This way! Hear me! Flame of Fury! Raging Storm! Glacial Spear! Pierce Whew. Thank goodness we won!
Tax back at awakening level 15.
Ow! I'm not done! First strike!
Lunar
Dragon Form!
Wait, don't mind if I do! By the power of
Severing
water!
Wing! Here I come! Stardust!
Dance in the wind! In here!
You got fired!
I got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Hey, when did I get so
All
popular?
yours!
Let them
Sword
have
Rain
this!
Alpha!
Alright!
Here I come!
Leave the enemy's arts to me!
No complaints here.
Dragon Form!
Here's evil!
I'm not done!
I lost my focus.
Wind! Here I come!
Flame of
I'm not
Fury!
done! Stardust!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Dragon Shout!
Freeze laser!
Now! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
I've been doing really great lately.
An opponent like this should be easy. Burn! Dragon Shout!
Lunar
Take this!
Far now! Lunar Blast! I'll be sick! Their hide is thick as armor!
Dragon Form!
Katalos.
Not on my watch! Into the shadows! This one's
Its armor's
mine!
too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Let's go!
Explosive Ray!
Take this!
What's this? No escape! Sword Rain Alpha! Take this! Dragon Form!
I can carve through armor. Charge myself can easily be faithful.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Dragon Form!
What a relief.
Try this!
I'm all stuffed up!
I can handle it.
Here you go.
Explosive Ray!
Lightning or Raging Cascade! Burn it! Magic is
Ngomong juga kagak. Bingung.
Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink
Save
too
dong.
much.
Bisa
Thanks.
save dong.
That's it.
Save lah.
Get lost!
Here I go! Dragon Form!
The end is nice.
Flame inside!
Here's a healing art!
Burn!
Anything in armor! Looks like you got this one covered!
I'll crush you! Lightning
Yeah,
reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Talon storm! I'm just getting started.
Now!
Mad prayer.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Looks like it could be worth some. Thing.
Alexia. No. 17. Beko. Bada bing boom bap.
Hi, Hoodle.
Oke. Wow.
We barely managed to turn that fast.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Well done.
I'll take you all off.
You're really, really strong, Husband.
I'm just trying to do the best. I'm sorry to
Still, do it.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am. Check out these biceps. Pretty glorious, right?
Why are guys so obsessed with their muscles?
Because these puppies have yet to let me down.
Dulunya save-nya di sini ya. Di atas ada tempat save lagi tuh. Ini apaan?
Little help.
I can carve through one. Come one, come all. Dragon form. Dead. Burn in hell. Dragon form. Hit a word.
It's showtime.
Dragon form. Sword Rain Alpha.
Here, let me
Dragon
help.
shout.
Where are you going?
Dragon form. Swallow dance.
Can't get out of this. Now I'm in the groove.
Oke.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. See that? That training's paying off.
Punya beraksi.
I owe you one. Dragon form.
Field.
Rolling snap. Power sword. Sword Rain Pierce through. Ignite. Dragon form.
Here's the evil.
Take this.
Freeze Blade.
Sword Rain Alpha.
Now.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
I'll heal you all.
You're mine. I'll smash you. I'll finish you here and now.
Be careful not to overdo it.
Do better.
Do it.
Demon descent. Flashing fang.
Way to go.
I'm not done. Rising Falcon.
Here's the evil. Freeze Lancer. Lightning descent.
I'll crush you.
Lebih ke daki.
Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. Take this. Dragon form.
Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
We're still standing. Barely.
Bigadai.
Gua semua yang diserang. Kejam sekali.
I can carve through one. Eat this. Soaring light spear. Now let loose. What's this? Soaring light spear. Rising falcon. Sword Rain Alpha.
mati kek.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Itu dong.
That training's paying off. Come on. Sword Blade Alpha.
Flinch. Oh enggak.
Dragon Form. Anything in armor is all mine. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Guess we don't know our own strength.
You could say that again.
I'm okay, guys.
It's on.
Take this. Dragon Form.
Not on my watch. Annihilate.
Dragon Form.
Super Swallow Death. Bananas, let's go.
Sword Blade Alpha.
Mati aja nggak sih?
Sword Blade Alpha.
They got me flanked. Do it.
Tuh.
Demons descend. Flashing Fang.
Easy. Way to go.
Rising Falcon.
Nih nggak mati-mati itu serangga. Mati. Nah,
Here's the evil. Breeze Lancer. Do it.
Shouldn't have messed with me.
Sword Blade Alpha.
Light versus force.
Radiant Penetrate. Hear me. Flame of Fury.
Dragon Form.
Glacial Spear.
Here's the
Sword Blade
evil.
Alpha.
Photon Strike. Breeze Lancer.
In a bind.
Dragon Form.
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
Lightning.
Take this.
I'm on.
Dragon Form.
Goodwill. Demons descend. Flashing Fang. I look pretty flashy out there.
So glad it met with your approval.
This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though I won't make any promises.
Which one is it?
I won't forgive you.
Dragon Form. Ignite.
Kita sekarang ke sini.
Say no more.
You sure showed
Tempatnya
them.
aneh sih.
All in a day's work.
Panai buga.
Si Ena ngomong gua nggak peduliin.
Did anybody see that? Here's a healing arc.
Now you see what I can do. Eat this.
I'll be saving up in your dreams. I never miss.
Oh mesinnya iya. Cuma pakai si yang ganda tadi.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. See that? That training's paying off. Rising Falcon. Wind. Strike.
Healing circle.
Udah dulu ini yang kecil-kecil.
They've got me surrounded.
Rising Falcon. Strike. You're mine. Sword Blade Alpha. Stardust.
Mantap. Mati semua.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Hey, Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky.
It's on.
You're mine. Dragon Form.
Hold on to your heart.
You picked the wrong fight. Here I come. Dragon form.
Photon blast! Radiant
Here we go. You're mine. Here I dragon form. Take this. Hurricane.
Sleep now. More for the stockpile. Will this help?
Shouldn't have messed with me.
Apaan tuh?
New escape. I'm on.
Lightning healing circle.
Severing wind.
It's showtime. Mega ray. Sweet dreams.
Start up.
Now,
Gion.
get toasty.
Burn strike.
Right. Next one.
Not a chance.
Already on.
Take this. New escape.
Nah, dia naik level.
My dragon. Take this.
Freeze let now.
Blow them away.
A comfortable win.
Udah amat levelnya.
An opponent like this should be easy. Dragon form. This one's all mine. Dragon swarm. Soaring alpha. No further. First strike.
Go for the weak point.
Dust of life. Mantap.
See that?
That training's paying off.
I can't hold on much longer.
Vital Essence tuh. Nggak ada.
Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay?
Cukup baru.
Amazing.
Ignite. Dragon swarm.
Here goes. Do it.
Anak perut gue sakit.
Flashing fang.
Here's a healing arc.
Severing wind.
Tempest whirl.
Dragon swarm. Hurricane. Wind. Realize. Starting. Take. Blow them away.
I'm pretty worn out.
Jadi gua mau ke mana?
Critical L.
Oh iya.
Sekarang nembak. Critical tidak pernah salah.
We find. We made it.
Kit Garrison.
We finally made it.
Shit.
Karpu.
Nggak mau lawan gitu kan. Mager.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Stygian Xenobuild.
And here I hoped I wasn't.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Kenapa ada Brutigrex?
Aduh, mantap. Damn it. The fuck, udah
That was quite the little
mochi
adventure
dua.
we went on.
Udah hard counter 2.
Did anybody see that?
Mantap.
Counter troll juga. Oh, ngapain sih musuhnya? Udah 2 counter. 3 counter. Counter 3.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone.
Batu bisa
Nggak nyerang-nyerang deh.
Batu bisa
Nothing
meleleh.
left of you.
Exactly. So don't try anything funny.
Batu bisa meleleh.
Baterai.
Batu.
I didn't know you had that
Bisa,
sort of trick
nggak
up your
tahu.
sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants
Bisa
would be
gila.
Ini katanya batunya meleleh.
too different for you to...
Udah pengen kentut. Tapi tak keluar. Wow, jelek-jelek. Why you give me shit stun?
Shut up.
Take this. Let's tear him up.
Oh,
What's this?
Where are you going?
kasar ini.
I'll crush you! Lightning
Mati.
reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm just getting started.
Raging cascade!
Eagle assault! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade! See that?
That
training's paying off.
I really owe one.
Here's the evil! Free blazer!
Dragon form! Talon sword!
Do it!
In an instant.
Impact claw!
That's what I like to hear.
Itu anjir. Baru tahu gua tuh serangan begituan anjir.
No choice.
Wah, gua nggak bisa ride gara-gara ini. Tuh.
Dragon form! Now or never. Dragon form!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Oke, bisa ride gua.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life! Dragon shout!
The enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about that!
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
No armor! Dragon
With the blazing sword?
Remind me to stay on your...
Dragon form! Swallow dance!
I have no limit.
Severing wind!
Steel! Get on it! Here goes!
Rising falcon!
Healing circle!
What a I'm sorry to be a boss.
We've all got enough of that.
Yes, ma'am! Rising falcon! Coming through! Ha! Mount! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help.
I'm not done!
You are in tip-top state.
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no? As impressive as always.
And here I hope I was
Carve
improving.
through
No,
walls!
I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Xion actually.
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous
Tet,
claw!
teret. Teret, tet, teret. Mati lalu.
Now, get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one.
Now, you're mine! Already on! Severing wind! Rising falcon! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Nggak bisa dapet vital essence apa?
Dikit doang
Ping
kayaknya
itu
bisa
vital
bunuh.
essence.
Nggak kemana. Cukup lah.
Universal stimulan.
Ngapain dia? Untung Untung kasih doanya. Untung kasih doanya dikit banget. Bos lagi.
Bangke nyamuknya.
Touchy. Skill panel 2,4. Recovery. Harusnya gua mepet damage aja.
Apaan Gold Astalos anjir? Debut Tigrex lagi. Enggak mau. Hey.
Datang dari mana coba dia?
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Take this! Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of it while keeping an eye on it.
Di satu.
There you go. I feel like me again.
Sleep now.
I'll finish you here and now.
Let's get you all tucked away.
You picked the wrong fight.
Dragon Flash!
Dragon Force!
Kita.
More where that came from.
Dragon Force!
I'm out of ammo. Celestial Hammer! Where are you going?
Oh, now you're talking.
Back into the fray.
Take this! I'm not
I can carve through armor.
Mega Red!
Try this!
By the power of water!
I'm on a roll now.
I'll heal you all! Lightning condemned! Healing circle!
I really owe you one.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
There you go! Don't let up!
Ignite!
Sampai biro aja susah makanya.
Lightning condemned!
I'll smash you.
Thunderblade! Here's a healing arm!
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on us.
Yes, ma'am.
Gimana ceritanya Brute Tigrex kalah sama Ian gue?
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. I'll tear you apart. Let's tear him up.
Oke, pintar juga nih.
Dragon Form! Dragon Form!
Lightning orb! Healing circle!
Can't end it!
Baru dikatain pinter kan? Kayaknya dibutuh aja.
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
We need to be careful. With the blazing sword and with her thorns.
Kurang.
Digigit.
Armor won't save you. Dragon Swarm. This one's all mine. Inferno Punch. Eagle Assault.
Radiant here. Waterfall. Sleep now. Healing
Dragon
now.
Swarm. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. See that? That training's paying off.
Now. Get toasty.
Bird Strike.
But now. Yeah, bitch.
Here come more.
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Astral Arc.
That's my cue.
Shut him down. Dragon Swarm.
I can do it all day.
Nothing gets my knee.
F dulu, sir.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Come there, the healing secure.
The fuck?
This one's mine. Not on my watch. Through.
Sword Lane Alpha. Sweeping them all is a one-man job.
Temu 4 jam.
I mean, you can help if you want. I'm gonna need more of that. No escape.
I don't mind if I do.
Sword Lane Alpha.
Now.
Demon's Descent. Flashing Fang.
Easy. Way to go.
Gua tamatin lu besok aja.
This is it. I can carve through water.
Hit perut gua.
Gue juga.
Hah?
Gue juga.
Don't mind if I do.
Kapan lawannya dia bawain anak doang.
Demon's Descent. Flashing Fang.
Wow. Ini kan anak lagi.
Reinforcements incoming.
Mau lu ngapain? Lu mau lawan atau enggak?
Dragon Swarm.
Sorry.
Kan
You'll pay for that.
Oh, ada Guardian rata.
Dragon Swarm.
Ah,
I can't lose.
You're mine. Dragon Swarm. Dragon Swarm. In a bind.
I still got the focus in me. Healing
Sword Lane Alpha. I'll smash you.
I owe you, Tion. Healing is what my arts do best. All mine can do is cause
ah fuck.
havoc and destruction.
I'll finish you here. Try harder.
I never miss.
Looks like you won't get it.
I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss.
I owe you one. Here I come. No escape.
Bring you back from Death's Abyss. You're really, really strong, Alphen.
I'm just trying to do the best I can.
Oh, it's reassuring to have you around.
I couldn't make it in time.
Ah. What's my speed?
Lightning raging. I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss.
Bloody You're mine. You're finished. Take this. Win. Here I come. Breath of life. Heal my weary companion.
I may have bit off more than I could chew.
You're mine.
I never miss.
Dragon Swarm. You picked the wrong fight.
Like silk. That just got my...
As impressive as always. No, I mean you're even better than ever. I've never seen Tion actually look flustered. Not in your dreams.
Leave the charges to me.
lah. Jadi hitam dia tiba-tiba.
Okay, here I go.
I can carve through armor.
Here goes!
Being interrupted.
Take this.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life.
Here, let me help.
Try harder. I felt fine not too long ago. Dragon
A thrilling performance.
Glacial spear.
Eat dirt.
Heal my wearied companion.
Glacial spear.
Dragon form.
Freeze laser.
Talon hurricane. Captivity. Here I come. Take Dragon swarm.
Where are you going?
Heal.
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain. I'll try to be more focused.
Now you see what I can do. I'll face you. Now. You try harder. Now. Dragon swarm. First strike. Right out of through.
I'll bring you back from
Now I
just
can
a
let
bit.
You're mine.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do what?
Annihilation!
Right. Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Glacial spear.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Apa aku anak lagi?
Oh, mati semua anjir.
Look sharp, everyone.
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe. I'll bring you back from depths of
How are we supposed to take on something so big? I'll handle it. Just
Alpha.
watch and learn. That's enough. Go back down.
Ya elah bosnya cuman anak doang.
Ya. Tiba-tiba jadi gelap.
Ayo.
Shit. Perut sakit. Melawan bos lagi.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
Apa lagi? Unrelenting Blaze. Nice like AGR.
Yuk kita lah, nggak salah. Jangan lawan dulu, save dulu.
Preservation distance, priming attribute. Secret.
I can feel my power growing.
Exabreka. Next. That's this. Where the fuck I am?
Hey, is that it over there?
Gila, main-main tiba-tiba Savage Fireball anjir.
Akhirnya.
I always love the sound of hammers.
Das ada zipper.
Oh, doh, memang lu ya.
Alvin?
Aja dia mau pakai technical.
Did you
Enggak kan?
remember
Nggak mungkin kan?
Ada kentut.
Iya kan?
No, but I have seen this starship before.
Ya, balik badan ya.
This is it. This is the ship I
Dia mau
traveled
Savage
in when I
Fireball
escaped
lagi.
from Lenegis.
Ke gua lagi.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present.
Yeah.
I really am from a different time and place.
Ada zo. Enggak di.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Ya udah,
Not only
speednya
that,
1D.
but you've helped out so many
Kenapa?
people too.
Law's
Kan
right.
ceritanya udah mau
Ringo
tamat,
too.
jadi speednya
You're
1
one of
aja,
us
jangan
now.
speednya 3.
No more carrying the weight of history.
Tapi jangan
on
lama
your
banget anjir.
shoulders.
Lama.
You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you
Gila,
guys.
ditembak mulu gua.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we
Mati dong
talking
gua.
here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
Na semua.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather
Oh,
supplies for the
mati
trip?
Good
dia.
idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Doi damage-nya berapa ya, anjir?
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
We're defying the order of things that
Mainnya
have
ambil
persisted for
ngelek-ngelek aja.
300 years.
Wah, kok nggak
Deep down, I knew our journey would
Nah,
lead to
kena.
confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Dia mau
Remember,
Savage Fireball.
Our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on
Ana.
Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana.
Wala
I
sumbu-sumbu
doubt
di.
whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Oh, das karat niya.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance
Oh,
the
mula
Ren
yung
woman
tembak.
is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she
Mampus
is,
effet.
we should find the Renasolma too.
Tembak semua,
That's right.
anjir.
If we can take it back, then Xion can finally get rid of her thorns.
Ay, di man di mo ini.
Xion?
Huh? Yeah.
Khóc.
Mati gua.
999.
Hah? Emang DPX 1199?
Iya. Gue lihat damage-nya di 999. Mati. Babe juga lihat.
Where? Xion?
Ayo dong, lari dong.
Where'd Xion go? How could she just go off on her own?
Si gila.
Belum selesai.
Belum.
Masih ada lagi itu.
Xion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Mati.
Enggak lah.
Stay out of my way.
What the What?
Wait a second.
Tentakel, musuhnya tentakel.
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Xion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why. But my thorns will never let me die.
Alter.
At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans. Chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before.
Guys saja.
It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
they will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Friendship.
Elfin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elfin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
That it'll be the end of everything else too?
Shion, what do you want?
Majestic banget dia aja.
It's your decision ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will.
Alright.
Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
Terus kalau bukan itu apa?
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you
Yalah,
are alone in
pakai
this at all.
senjata terkuat gua saja.
Teddy bear.
And I, for one, don't
Aku
believe
gila.
this venture is without hope.
Teddy bear anjir.
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegus and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't forget it again.
Harusnya Ice Wolf.
Shion,
Ice Wolf lebih bagus. Harusnya Ice Wolf.
no matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you.
Yo.
All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys,
Ada sayap lagi anjir.
you're all so stubborn.
What the hell?
Gue bingung nih ngapain di depan Audi Swap.
Thank you, everyone. For right now,
Soka apa anjing? I get it, dia bilang cuma gua nggak
I
tahu
just
ngomong
wanna
apa.
hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you.
Mati dong.
So let's go. On to Lenegus.
Gue ikutan dah.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't
Oh,
it?
anjir.
I believe Shion is telling the truth.
Sakit
What
banget.
about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands.
Sayapnya.
So many clues.
Nah.
Yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral
Wow.
energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still
Yah.
remain a mystery.
Kayak cara nggak bisa gerak lagi.
It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers
Dikit
have
lagi,
been able
cuy.
to contain it thus far.
Hancur. Nice.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the
Oh.
remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegus. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
Kapag banyak edarannya nih orang ya.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Marah.
You took a hit from those
Kalau
thorns again,
marah.
didn't you?
Oh, that? That was
Speed.
nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Keluar lagi sayapnya,
Yeah,
3.
funny.
I'm being serious. You
Anjay.
went up and held her
Keren
close
sih
like you
ini
still had that mask
monsternya.
on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again.
Berdua.
It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants.
9999.
I have my own dreams. But a world without her, where she dies so we can all
Gak
survive,
usah udah lu serang aja
isn't a
lah. Gua
world I
pakai
want
Dust
to
of
live in.
Life. Nih.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal
Oh
with
iya
so
ya.
much on
Dia
her
pakai
own.
gituan ya harusnya.
Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything.
Positive effect.
I thought she was keeping her distance because of her
Kali
thorns.
dua. Semua ya,
That it
Bet.
was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close.
Satu
I
lagi
just
apa, gua nggak liat.
figured that that was the type of person she was,
Oh.
you know? But it turned out to
Kepikiran
be
dia.
none of that.
Oh, aduh, headanya aja.
All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good.
Mereka naik BTW.
But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to
Oh,
us
pakai
about
teddy
it.
bear. Mampu pakai teddy bear.
She was so alone this entire time.
Tadi kayaknya.
How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
Oh, mati ini gua.
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah,
Tangkap-tangkapin
I
aja
do.
satu kalau mau.
Dia bakal
She
nyerang
didn't think of
apa?
us as friends.
Gua nggak tahu
I
dia
don't think
bakal
she could have
ngapain.
ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time,
Lost.
we've all found ways to let each other into our
Nah, yang lain
lives.
nggak kelihatan.
I hope
Sama
Shion's able
Basil.
to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really
kau
nice if
tahu.
we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Punya Yan Kut ternyata salah anjir.
Nggak mau dibuang sih.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
Teddy bear.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say.
Pang-efek pakai
Do you
teddy
think
bear?
he'd pat me on the back
Tidak.
or tell me
Ternyata.
off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point. But I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
Atas aja tuh udah. Ada 4 itu di bawah Sanking juga cabut tapi ada Sanking juga. Tadi kan ada yang ngeblink di troll, nggak mungkin troll. Tuh Sanking. Tadi pas mau kerja ada blink.
Hey,
mati.
You doing all right?
Oh, mati.
I seem to cause nothing but worry.
Masa mati?
As much as I try to look like I have things under control,
kegampangan kayaknya masa
everyone
mati.
still worries about me.
Kecewa.
You're not the only one.
Difficulty-nya cukup sih ya.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No. When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadeye, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment,
Apa lu ngomong that's gonna be it, tapi apa?
I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight for Dana and for myself.
Semua salah yanku anjing.
To preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Lalu live lagi tulisannya.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Yeah.
Sebobo.
Sir Ramsey.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Cek misi dulu.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Oh, sakit perut. Sakit perut.
Find
Tuh, lagu apa?
Nggak tahu.
Dari mana?
Dari mana?
666, my friend. Yes.
Gue juga bingung. Lah ini
That's how
dari
to do
mana?
it.
Bangke. Berisik aja.
Gue juga kaget bangke.
What is my hero now? Dude, Void Spirit is so fun.
Udah,
Di mute banget.
I wanna
Jangan
play it
dong, woi.
again.
Nah,
So
itu
much
itu
fucking
bebas tuh, no
damage.
copyright song anjing. Buka bangsat.
Ya udah gue mute aja.
Nggak sabar, gue mau stopin gimana caranya? Kok nggak bisa?
No, I don't want to feed.
Apa?
Exort Invoker is
Nggak
insta
bisa
grief.
nih, stop.
Oh shoot.
Skip current song. What the fuck, man? Nggak bisa stop pakai apa sih anjing?
What?
Bentar ya.
Shit.
Bentar ya.
This is how you boost your APM,
Ah, fuck
guys.
you lah. Nggak ada juga anjing.
APM boosted.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Hati-hati, Beb.
Yeah.
Oh, cuma si Bangke
Oh.
yang bisa nge-stop anjing. This comment
That's
requires you
first
to
blood
either have
on
a role
Ember.
name.
Kind of makes him
biasanya.
get a bottle fast.
Ah, nggak bisa. Chris
Bit
doang yang bisa.
problem. Bit problem.
Ya, ditendang sama dia, makasih.
Ratan, you okay?
The moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought
Oh
about
iya,
it.
gue lupa anjing.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Mati dong lu, Kyle.
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegus and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good?
The Peppers sekarang.
All right. Then let's go.
Dah agak hancur dong.
I can still
Nah.
hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of
Kok
existence
speed attack?
crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are.
Ayo,
to
Elder
put
Dragon
everything
lo,
into
Elder
perspective.
Dragon sini.
Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer
Tolonglah.
until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there.
The fuck, I love it.
Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion?
Ya elah.
You seem a little different.
Different?
Oke,
Like in a
baiklah.
bad way different?
Sampai jumpa teman-teman.
Kata dia coba buat ganggu.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This
Yeah,
trip will
yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah.
mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you,
Alright,
huh?
Agil.
What was life
Kurang
on
amat.
Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life. For as long as I can remember. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented
Teddy
on
bear.
you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they
Nggak ada,
did.
dia nggak pakai.
I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion.
Semangat, guys!
That's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life?
Kenapa lu ketawa?
That's exactly
Ya,
my
ini
point.
lucu gua.
Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short
Gue pikir
straw
lagi
on
keluar
destiny
Ian
stakes?
Kuku lu
How is
ketawa
that even
aja.
right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future. without aiming for the stars. We can do this together.
Aduh, kok nggak perlu dia meteor shower juga sih sebenarnya.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this. So Law and I were just talking, and
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen.
Mati
It's
anjir.
just wrong, okay?
Lupa mulu gua. Jam ini ya.
Enggak, cancel kan? Nggak apa-apa, nyawa dia masih ada banyak.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That
Tahu lah,
should definitely
pokoknya
come in handy if any of
main
us get
aja lah.
injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight
Hancurin.
after escaping? But that mean
Nice.
you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not,
Iya, tapi kenapa
I
kinship
sure
skillnya
am
nggak
glad that it's this
kagak
century
ini ya?
that you finally woke up in.
Boom.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you back when we left Menancia? About the dream
power
of
dong,
coexistence
power.
and needing to learn what it entailed?
We need
Of
power.
course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now. And those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too.
Kung nga bisa ko mga
It's been
papanjer.
centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost,
Kyle.
Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent
Kaganti
society.
cutscene lagi.
Its social
Gak tau
structure
dia
is based
ngapain.
on a strict hierarchy.
God,
Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine
Nyamuk lagi.
someone's social rank, you mean?
Lalap di gua makan.
But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
Terus?
On arts
Apa yang
alone,
harus
you're
gua
right.
lakukan?
I'd have been
Oh.
sitting pretty.
Fuck!
But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Iya
Wait a
tahu.
second.
Gua lagi berusaha
Are you-
kok, tenang.
He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is
Oh,
discrimination. at
ngapain
its
bergabung?
worst.
Masih lu ngetek biasa
As
aja,
if
cuk.
such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman...
Udah,
Are we
jangan. Oh,
expecting
dia
to
masih
find her on
swallow.
Lenegis?
Nice.
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all
Boom.
this to discard the possibility.
Yuk,
Chances
Bobo,
are she's
yuk.
also connected
Yes.
to The Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to
Sakit
exploit
perut
Dana,
lagi.
we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
Adakah sesuatu yang harus gue lakukan? Tidak ada kan? Ini cutscene kan?
Event.
Nggak ada kayaknya. Ini cutscene ini harusnya.
Iya, goyang-goyang.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
No.
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman
Yo,
is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too.
Gue kayak anak kecil
Any
anjing.
idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Oh.
And you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
Gila gua menang dengan yankut ko di party gua.
Reason we should
Hebat
be
ya.
looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
What the fuck?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
Fuck off, Lalo.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We
Lah,
might even find a clue to
dia
the
jatuh
course
dari
while we're at
ketinggian
it.
itu gimana caranya dia bisa selamat
All
aja.
right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renans actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Bersuara dia. Setelah sekian lama dia bersuara, anjir. Goblok.
Orang yang dibayar berpajak tadi cuma buat satu kata doang, gimana?
Iya.
Dibayar berapa?
Alah, pasti ya.
This being Renan territory,
Pasti
I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this,
ada yang sama,
this is a
suaranya
bit more
sama.
than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people?
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana then?
Heard what?
Mantap.
An old friend.
Aduh.
Hey,
akhirnya tamat juga.
Don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
Aduh.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we should ask them about the
Bagus
Red
sih
Woman,
gamenya
too.
sih.
And don't forget about finding
Boleh
the way
lah,
to the
boleh lah.
Forbidden Zone either.
Storynya juga
Let's leave the
bagus.
talking to Shion. We
Tapi
can't have a bunch of
terlalu
Daniels
apa ya?
poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
Ya,
I shall
itulah.
assist.
You sure?
Review dah.
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right,
Pasang reviewnya.
and we'll leave it to you two.
Enggak, males.
Oh, enggak.
The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak?
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's
Ya
livelihoods
gitulah
and
ceritanya.
homes in the process.
Ceritanya bagus tapi ketebak aja.
Uprooting an entire
Kayak
city
intinya
as if it
tuh
were mere
kayak
building blocks.
ya udah the power of
Someone's got an
kinship
awful
gitu.
lot.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral
Iya,
energy
sama
from
kayak
Dana,
dulu.
and then sending it to Rena.
Enggak.
But why do all this? What for? Surely
Tapi
they
gue
can't
suka
be
sih
using all
sama
that energy for the
desain
crown
monster
contest.
terakhirnya keren aja.
Whatever their
Sumpah.
purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient.
Oh, nice.
Not while we still don't know what their end game is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so.
Dinikmati saja
As
kalau
far
mau
as we were
nonton.
concerned,
Bentar.
Lenegis was our home, nothing
Saya
more.
tutup
No
ini.
one knew about all
Bukan
this.
ini, salah.
It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Oh, dear me. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree.
Ya, elah.
His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Snowball.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing art.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah. That one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danan. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, their sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord.
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Alsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Kok bisa gitu sih?
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danan city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Oh my god.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got
Tidak.
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it. How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you,
Udah.
that's all. I'm just helping you
Kita
along.
akhiri di sini.
What got into Alphen and Law all of a sudden?
Oke, udah selesai juga. Ini part berarti part ke berapa sih? 19 ya. Ya udah. Kita akhiri ceritanya di sini, guys.
I wasn't
Jadi,
expecting them to take me so seriously.
see you in the
I'll go and
next
have a
game, I
word with them.
think. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A
Salah.
change in position can do much.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them, too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. He was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't
What?
he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Renna, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Renna.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Dahnan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Sudah guys.
What is this?
Halo. Bye bye.
Bobo, waktunya bobo.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Renna should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Bye.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfrikt Milgras, the former lord of Cyslodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfrikt whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Renna?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over Holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed,
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Do?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
What the
Dohalim. I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does. Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.